What you're looking at here is the MV Airo2 Boost, and it's in this lovely stainless steel protective casing. And today I'm going to go through the box of the contents of what comes in this, where I got it from, and the reason why I chose this brand over many others. So inside this stainless steel casing is the 2.2 kilowatt MV Airo heater. I got it from Mikuni Heating, and they are MV Heating, so they are the company that supply these. Fantastic team of people down there. Steve has been absolutely amazing, so he sorted me out with this. I've pushed the boat out a little bit because we've had to go with the protective casing because I want to install it underneath the van, and this casing will protect it from like stones or anything like that that might flick up. Especially for you guys that like going off-road, your synchros and jacking your van up and that, and especially with some of those big rocks flinging up, the last thing you want to do is to be shattering that plastic case and causing any kind of damage. So we've gone with the metal stainless steel casing here. The reason why I've gone through and I've decided to choose the MV Heating products is because it goes back a long time. My friend sent me a picture of a diesel heater because we were talking about diesel heaters, and he said, "Oh look," he goes, "they're only down in Southampton. I've never heard of them. You should go check them out. Have a look at their prices, see what they got, see if you can get a diesel heater from them." Bit of a backstory, but since I've been working alongside Russ at Trim Porters, and we fitted quite a few diesel heaters now, a lot of you supply your own van, your own diesel heater with the van when you drop it off. And those diesel heaters that you're supplying us with are always the cheap eBay ones, the Chinese ones. And I fitted a few, and I wasn't too happy about getting something like that because there was always little problems with them, and I didn't like the controls, didn't like any of it. So I kind of put off getting a heater, and obviously now it is actually quite cold, and being in the van, I want some heat in there. We want, reliable heat and something that I can understand. So when I was working with Russ, we had a job, we were fitting one on a T5, and we needed a T-piece or something, but we needed it that day. And I just said to Russ, "Oh, what about this place down in Millbrook? They're just down the road, we can go down and grab some bits and, have a chat." So we went down there and got chatting to Steve. Absolutely fantastic guy down there, really helpful. He will send you in the right direction for whatever you need. They've done a fantastic job, built it all up ready for me because they know I want to get this installed and back out on the road again tonight. Yeah, absolutely. I can't emphasise enough how chuffed I am with this because I have already gone through and I've actually had a look at what's in the box and the quality of everything and the simplicity of it all. Absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. Now the first thing you're going to want is this, and that's for that's your manual, your online manual. So it's for the Airo2 Boost and the Airo4 manual. So got to keep that safe, although I have already gone ahead and downloaded that. So that's quality. Now you've got your ducting. So this pipe that it comes with, it does stretch quite a lot. This is actually a 1.8 metre pipe. So yeah, we've got plenty of hose there. Actually, because of the way I'm installing this in the caravel, he said if I need anything more, just give him a shout and he'll sort out what I need. They're a great company, really helpful. So I would, that's the only reason why I'm promoting this company and this product, because we've been looking for something that's, not stupidly expensive, which is in most people's budget, and this is it. So it's got for the vent, either side, one's going to be a cold air, and one's going to be your hot air. Whichever way you want to do that, it's up to you. I know how I'm doing mine because I've got the T4 Caravel, mine's going to get plumbed in to the Caravel air conditioning. So look out for that. It's going to be a good, interesting video. So like I said, that's the blowing the hot air out, and this side here is the side that's going to be drawing the cold air in. I personally recommend having that if you're having this mounted outside, you want that drawing in the cold air from inside your van. And there's several reasons for that. For starters, you've got no filter over the end of this if it's outside, and it's just drawing in air, so it can suck in bugs, debris, and all that's just going to get blown through the fan. Might get caught up in the fan, but then it's just going to get sent through the vent. The other reason is it could be cold and it could be damp and it could be a lot of moisture in the air, and that's going to be drawing all that moisture in, and then that's obviously going through the motor, through the actual fan itself, and that's just going to get blown out. So these are things that you want to think about when you're installing your diesel heater. So that's why this cold vent, I'll be using this, and it'll be drawing up and it'll be drawing into the van. So my cold air will always be coming from inside the van, and that will just, you know, it's more effective as well that way, because you're not trying to warm up cold air. You're warming up the warm air that's in the van. So yeah, it's like recirculating the air in the van rather than drawing in cold air, trying to warm that cold air up to whatever temperature it is. And especially if it's minus 40 outside, I'm never going to anywhere that's that cold. But if it is minus 40 outside, this will still work outside, not a problem. But you definitely want this drawing in from the inside of your van, not fresh air from outside. Anyway, moving on, we've got plenty of fuel line there, so we can plumb that in. This will be plumbed in straight into the diesel tank. You can have an auxiliary tank as well. You can go online and buy them. I'm sure if you got in touch with them, they may even supply you with a tank or whatever you want. They will supply you with all your needs, whatever you need. So the first thing is, what makes this a lot easier than the Chinese ones is that's your control unit. That's so simple, basic, easy to use, and it's going to do exactly what you need it to do. Again, like I said, if you download that code, it will give you all the information, everything you need to know about safety, how to work everything, how to plumb it all. It's basic. I mean, it's your choice whether you install it yourself or you pay someone to do it for you. But the quality of all the parts is just second to none. The fuel pump, absolutely. The clips, you know, it's just things like those little pipe clips, the fuel line, Jubilee clamps. The quality of them compared to the ones that you get in the Chinese rubbish, it's rubbish. I mean, when Russ does the Chinese ones for people, he always goes out and he fits them. He gets the proper stuff, and he has to replace a lot of stuff on the Chinese heaters to make them good enough to be able to use. Like, for example, the exhaust pipe. Now this exhaust pipe, the quality of this is so much better than the quality of those cheap Chinese ones. I mean, this is thick, it's solid, it's quite rigid, and it also comes with some clips as well in here, so we can clamp the exhaust pipe up where we need to. And on the other end of the exhaust pipe, is the muffler, which again, I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't bother with the muffler, they don't install it, it's quiet enough as it is. But yeah, we'll cross that when we get to it. It's a quick install, so I may just ignore the silencer for now and put it on at a later stage. So it also comes with an interior temperature sensor, loads more clamps and clips and everything that I could possibly need. And then we've got a filter, obviously your wiring loom, and it's all plug and play, very simple. And there's the standpipe that goes into the fuel tank. So this will need to be cut and it will need to be bent so it fits around the sender unit. Lovely, good stuff. So there it is, the MV Airo heater. Now unfortunately, I can't show you the actual heater itself because, you know, Steve, they done a great job getting this ready for me so I can just get it a quick install. So unfortunately you can't actually see the Airo, but if you purchase yourself one, you'll be able to see it. But I would recommend checking them out, especially if you're thinking about a diesel heater, because you're better off just buying once and knowing that you've bought a good one, rather than buying one not knowing if it's going to work next year when next year comes round. But there is also other things that you want to take into consideration. You know, if you're mounting it outside, underneath, you don't really want to be driving through any big puddles. You don't want these getting absolutely drenched, because that they will fail if they get wet. They don't like that. Yeah, another thing to note is the heat that comes off the exhaust. So never do any work on this if you've just turned the heater off. If you wanted to make some modifications, do it, I don't know, whatever you wanted to do. Wait until the device is fully cooled, because that exhaust is very hot. But yeah, these are very efficient. Don't use a great deal of fuel. They use very little amounts of battery. But yes, current, it says 0.9 to 2.4 amps. So that's how much current it uses. It says 0.9 to 2.2 kilowatts. And this is a 12 volt. So yeah, there it is, the MV Airo Alpine Auto 12 volt. And if you scan that code, it will show you what you need and what should be there to install this. Really simple, really basic. So I'm going to go outside now and get this installed. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.